As a child, I was adopted. My mom had drugs in her system, so they put me in the system. I'm 27. I'm serving a life without sentence. Murdered August 8th, 2017. My name Devon White. I'm 27. I'm serving a life without sentence for murder, robbery. My victim name is Jesuso, that I murdered August 8th, 2017. And I've been in here for 7 years. And from my childhood, my dad had 10 kids, 5 girls, 5 boys. At least 4 of us seen California State Penitentiary. My brother been down 33 years. I met him in there, and he just got parole like 3 weeks ago. Just got found suitable to parole. But as a child, I was adopted. My mom had drugs in her system, so they put me in the system. I got adopted at 1 year old. I was in and out the hospital. My lungs wasn't developed. They thought I wasn't gonna make it when I was born. And growing up in Compton, I come from Compton. As a child growing up, you observe and internalize things around you, the influences around you. And I guess adapted that belief that what I was observing, I internalized it, or this what it's supposed to be, And I started, doing little things like stealing and stuff, like probably 7 or 8 years old, stealing. I got around other people and it advanced it to, robbing people, taking people chains. Then I started, using guns within that behavior. It gets, progressed over time.
Right.
And,
I have a question for you, bro. So you feel so can you tell me what?
Welcome to another episode, everyone. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. The Inside Story with me, Damian Porter. And here we're in prison once again. As you just heard, this is Between the Lines. Shout out to Between the Lines. This individual here hails from Compton, California. Has tattoos everywhere. I don't know his affiliation necessarily. I'm not sure what it says, but that's neither here nor there, I guess. But he's in there, as you just heard, 27 to life sentence for a killing, a murder that he caught in 2017, August of 2017. This is a lifestyle that we all have to stay away from. This is what we do not want, to be this age and sitting in prison with a life sentence and a hellish experience ahead of you. He's just getting started. It has not been that long on this journey, a very horrific, horrendous journey that he is on. And, just a momentary lapse of judgment can cost you your life. You have to be, aware and in control at all times. We all do, including myself.
What part of how much of your childhood played into the path that you ended up kind of taking? Like, can you walk us through that? How do you, now in hindsight, how much of your childhood is responsible for the circumstances that you are in right now?
It played a major part, It's like a story like this. It was an eagle that was raised around chickens. You feel me? He ain't know how to be an eagle or fly like an eagle. He became his environment, and I feel like that you can put that towards my story. I observed my environment, what was going on in my environment, my closest peers. That's what they was doing. So I thought that was cool to do, And I wouldn't know none of this if I didn't, meet these circumstances and been in these self-help classes to identify my past, to help me, with my future and where I'm going.
What changes have you made to become a different person.
Like changing my false belief system that I adopted. You know, they say your thoughts come from your belief, your decision come from your thoughts, and your circumstances come from your decision. So the main thing is changing them beliefs, them old beliefs that I adapted. You know,
How do you stay positive?
I stay positive by like working out, you know, educating myself on like all aspects, the essential things that I need in life. Like when I touch out there in the world, you know, get free. I pray. I'm a Muslim. I pray 5 times a day, and just having control over my narrative, my decisions I make. You know, and just being positive through every circumstance that I encounter. You know, finding the silver lining in it.
What do you say to that younger version of yourself? How do you equip him to divert him into a different path? Like, what do you?
And these are all things that we have to think about while we have our freedom and before we do these things, not just after the fact. No knock on this individual here. We all go through this when we are in prison and, you know, are living that life in prison. We are full of regret. And some of us do reform ourselves and we want different, but some of us just say that we do. And I was one of them as well, and get out and commit the same acts. Just suddenly forget everything that you have just went through and every promise that you made to yourself, your God, your family, and get out and commit the same acts and the same dastardly crimes. And it leads to the same outcome. So we just have to be smart, and we have to be smart before we do these things, because you just don't want to be in this position. You know, he said that he was in the system at 1 year old. You know, whatever happened, his mother gave up on him. Whatever happened there, he ended up in the system, and he's saying that he's a product of his environment. And I do believe that an individual can be a product of your environment. However, also, naturally, there have been situations where many people have been in a certain environment and have been able to get themselves out of that environment without falling prey, without falling victim to that environment. It's a tough situation.
Tell yourself that's going to be substantial and that's going to be foundational and pivotal. Like, how do you convince yourself to go in a different direction? What do you say to that younger person?
Like guess you know, listen to things that come to you. You know, educate your mind, because knowledge is gonna give you options. You know, and don't be open-minded, and don't never limit yourself to your unlimited potential that you have as a human being.
Yes, sir.
You know.
And is there anything else you want to share out there to the world? Anything you want to share, whether it's to your family, whatever, or any positive messages, anything you want to share. Let's close it out like that.
Yeah, I'm guess, you know, just learn from my story, you know, just educate yourself. You feel me? Knowledge is at your fingertips, and knowledge will give you plenty options, so you won't be led down the road I was led down, you know, or influenced by your environment. You know, just take heed to what people tell you. You know, that's positive.
Do you have a date?
Nah, I got life without the possibility of parole.
So what does that look like? Is that definitive that you will never get a date, or is it still possible?
Yeah, it's possible. That's just some piece of paper, you know, that don't define me who I am today or define my destination. Or
Are you fighting for your freedom?
Yeah, I'm fighting for my freedom. You know, discovered things. I've became enlightened to things. Things have come to me that I was open to.
Yes.
That I'm, you know, taking full advantage of. You know.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, bro.
I appreciate it too.
Wow. Life without parole, life without the possibility of parole. He just said that he was 27 and serving a life sentence. I didn't know that it was a life without parole sentence, life without the possibility of parole, what they call the LWOP, LWOP, life without parole, life without the possibility of parole. At 27, he says that the piece of paper doesn't define him. Stating this, I understand that. Again, you must maintain a certain level of hope when you're in prison, because once you lose hope and resign yourself to the fact that you may never come home, it's going to cause all sorts of problems inside of the recesses of your soul. So he's maintaining, hopefully this individual can get out, that he has another chance at life. We just have to think before we act and don't put ourselves in this position. This yard is very familiar to me. And, I, for one, certainly don't want to go back to it ever, man. It's just sickening. It's disgusting. And I wish everyone freedom and safety out here. And for the brothers and all individuals that are in there behind those walls that haven't abused children or elderly people, what have you, in there for certain crimes, I wish them freedom as well. I wish that they come home soon and get themselves out of that situation and stay home. Because prison is just not for anyone. And, I'd be glad to see the day when they no longer exist. Stay safe and stay free, people.